Happy Friday, everybody. Hope all is well with you and yours. Thanks for stopping by. Also, check out my music on all the music platforms, as well as my YouTube music channel. I'm Jamie Totten, and this is Here's the Thing. Today, some NFL and the Mega Watch. Okay, my Browns hosted and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers last night. You know, I talk a lot about Winston being a turnover machine, but this year, going into last night's game, he's not living up to that mantra. He's not fitting that description right now as a turnover machine. Although he had only thrown 7 touchdowns in 6 games, and in those 6 games, he's only thrown 3 interceptions. And all three of those interceptions came in one game. He was that turnover machine in that game against the Chargers. Um, but yeah, he's not living up to that mantra right now. And last night, Jameis Winston came through in the end. You know, Myles Garrett was causing big problems for the Steelers with 3 sacks in the first half. Um, Winston was playing mistake-free football, even scoring a touchdown on a tough run from the 1 yard line. That came with 7:38 left in the fourth quarter, and the Browns were up 18-13. But Winston fumbled on a strip sack. Steelers recovered, and Wilson makes them pay with a strike to wide receiver Austin for a touchdown in what looked like a snow dome. It was snowing so hard. Uh, that is one of the toughest snow games I've seen. It was really coming down, you know. So, okay, so that strike to Austin put the Steelers up 19-18. Okay, so from the Steelers' 40-yard line, Winston threw an interception. At that point, it was like, this guy, man, this guy just, you know. But the D held up, and James had a chance to redeem himself. And redeem himself he did. Yes, he did. A couple of great passes. Winston, a couple of great passes to one Jerry Judy. He was having a great game. You know, Winston was 18 of 27 for 219 yards for the game. Wide receiver Jerry Judy, like I said, had a great game. He had 6 catches for 85 yards. And Nick Chubb, he was running the ball. He was really running the ball. He didn't get much yards, but the yards that he got was very, very much needed. And they came at crucial times. So he had 59 yards on 20 carries, and he had the go-ahead touchdown with 56 seconds left. So Russell Wilson also played a good game though, with some great passes. Also in that weather. Yeah. Those quarterbacks, both of them played pretty good, really good, especially in that type of weather. So Russell Wilson was 21 of 28 for 270 yards. His leading receiver was Austin, the third. He had 3 catches for 78 yards. Najee Harris had 16 carries for 41 yards. And Pickens only had 4 catches for 48 yards. So we held our leading receiver and leading rusher in check pretty much. like I said, Pickens only had 4 catches for 48 yards, and Najee Harris only had 41 yards on 16 carries. So it was a good game for the Browns, you know. So from we're here now, play spoiler for the rest of the year. You know, we got a few more of the big guns to take down. So how about them Browns? How about them Browns? Way to go, Browns. I can feel good for this week. I've been talking stuff to the Steelers fans today. Yeah, we like to beat them Steelers. We sure do. All right. Okay, a little mega watch. First of all, if you see these two coming, go the other way. Mika and Joe. They're just they are total opportunistic people. You know, they're not for the people. You know, they were Republicans who turned Democrat. Now they're Democrats who turned MAGA. And are now acting like Donald Trump, acting and sounding like Donald Trump. You know, for the reasons why they went to Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, sure. You know, yeah, that Mar-a-Lago thing was really awful. It was an awful look, and it's just terrible. You know, giving I don't know. So, and here's the thing. Okay, white Americans, don't fool yourselves into thinking racism wasn't the top reason Trump won. You know, racism was the top reason, the middle reason, and the bottom reason. It was basically racism. So if you can't see that for yourself, then you're a part of the problem. You know, this isn't a time to be delusional. You got to see it for what it is, and what it is, you should be able to see. Okay, now let's start with some of these nominees. Let's start with Gates. The attorney general who is being investigated for sex trafficking of girls as well as having sex with underage girls. He's been investigated by the DOJ. So, you know, he could no longer take the heat, so he decided to turn down the nomination. So, you know, that's one down. You know, he was supposed to be the attorney general. Just think about that. This guy, the attorney general, the top cop in the United States of America, is a common criminal, and he likes young underage girls. So, just think on that. Now, the next person, RFK, the old roadkill connoisseur. You know, the one who wants to eat the dead bear that he found on the road. So he has been nominated to be the head of Health and Human Services, HHS. Well, now the former babysitter of his kid is speaking out about how RFK would sexually assault her. Okay, so now you got Gates being investigated for trafficking and having sex with underage girls. Now you got RFK, who was sexually assaulting his babysitter. Well, it's kind of like a pattern. Okay. So you got those two cats right there. RFK. And this guy, he's a terrible guy. You know, he has no business being in charge of anything to do with anybody's health. You know, so I don't get that pick either. But hey, that's where these people are. Now, let's go to the next one. Pete Hegseth. This guy is accused of rape. The victim said she was unconscious during the rape. Now, this guy is nominated to be the Secretary of Defense, the Defense Secretary. Really? Now, he's said to be the most unqualified person to take any government office in the history of these United States. He is the least qualified ever to be nominated for any office in the history of the United States. Okay, this guy was in the army. He was fighting in the war, but that don't mean you can control the whole military. You'll be in charge of the total military and everything that goes on with it. This guy is a host on Fox's Friends, Fox and Friends, or whatever that is. He has no qualifications to be anywhere close to that position that he's been nominated for. But that's another one of Trump's boys. Trump says he looks the part. And I guess that's all that matters to him. So, of course, all three of these are white men. And, with all three of them have these allegations of abuse of women sexually. All of them are nominated for really big jobs, very big jobs. So, of course, Gates is gone. We don't have to worry about him, but we do have to worry about crazy RFK and this maniac Hegseth. So you really need to read up on Hegseth and find out what this guy is all about. He's not a good person. The things that has come out of his mouth, he doesn't want any. He doesn't want gay people in the armed forces, nor does he want anything to do with transgender people being in the armed forces, and he doesn't want anything to do with DEI in the armed forces. So, or anywhere else, You know how these Republicans are with DEI. So, this is where we are. So let's really understand where we are with these people. There are no black people on the radar for this cabinet. So don't look to have any black people in top jobs in Trump's cabinet. No way possible. They might find what's his name, Ben Carson or somebody somewhere to stick in a lower level cabinet job. Nothing top. Don't look for any black people to be anywhere near that. Black man nor black woman. Or probably of any person of any color. So that's where we are. Those are the characters that we have lined up to take over big positions in this country. So the Republicans, I'm sure, will still use the only quote that they know by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They still going to be quoting, judge the man by the content of his character. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're judging y'all by the content of your character as well as the president elect. And the content of that character of you people is not good. It's not good. But hey, those three are accused of sexual assault. And their boss, the president, is convicted of sexual assault, plus 34 felonies. So, who do we expect for him to nominate? He's going to nominate people who act like him, and look like him, and talk like him, and lie like him. So, anyway, our thing is to keep our ears and eyes open. You know, we got to keep an eye on these idiots, man. These cats are jacked up on power, and we got to really watch our backs, because these folks will try to do something that's outrageous. It's coming. We'll just have to stay focused and stay on our P's and Q's. Keep an eye open, because who knows what's coming down the pike with these fools. So y'all remember how it was before, and that's when we had some guardrails. But now, the guardrails, they're no longer here. So we gotta, like I said, we gotta keep our eye open, keep our eyes and ears open, and not let these people just do whatever they want to do. Okay. As always, it was good talking to you, and I hope you all have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. God bless. Peace.